Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Living Life a Life You. I am your host, Dr. Veronica Garcia, and today I am joined by Zach Weinstein, who is an amazing member of the Life University community, a student and athlete, former athlete.
Former athlete.
Hi Zach, how are you? Welcome in.
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm so good. So excited to see you and to have this conversation with you. Mm-hmm. So Zach, tell the world a little bit about Zach. Where are you from? What program you're in? And what athletic career did you have?
Well, okay. So I'm from Clemens, North Carolina. Mm-hmm. If you know where that is, it's a suburb of Winston-Salem, just middle of the state. Mm-hmm. I got into chiropractic. The story would take forever to explain, but I got into chiropractic after I was injured in 2019. I'd never been to a chiropractor. I'd never heard of chiropractic. But then I was seen by my mentor, Dr. Bailey, and it was a really eye-opening experience for me just because I'd never been in such pain, but I've never been able to flip the switch so quickly from being hurt to being healthy. So that kind of kicked it off for me. And I just ended up at Life University because realistically, everybody just told me to go here. I didn't have necessarily a better reason for that. Yeah. It was relatively close to home. Yeah. But I really truly dislike South Carolina, and I didn't want to go to South Carolina school in Sherman, which I've been to Sherman now. It's not terrible, but I love life. Yeah. So
I love that. And what sport did you play?
So I did track and field. Mm-hmm. I did that for 8 years. I did it for a year and a half in high school. And then, I was lucky enough to finagle the eligibility for enough years to do it for 2 years in life. Nice. So, it was a good time. I learned a lot from track and field, but it's one of those things where I kind of ended on, not the absolute best terms with it. But, it's one of those things where I just have to work through it and find new things to keep me going. Mm-hmm. Obviously, chiropractic, number one. Like, that's just my mission, my purpose in life, just to be the best chiropractor that ever lived in my area. That's kind of one of the things that...
I just got goosebumps.
Yo, really?
That's really awesome. It's a great thing to watch and see a student that's forming themselves as a chiropractor. And you don't have that much more to go in the program either.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. Yeah.
What quarter are you in?
So I guess for the next day, I'll be in quarter 8. But then after that, I'll be quarter 9. It really flew. It honestly. So it'll be 2 years and next week. Yeah. So it's pretty exciting.
That's awesome. Tell me about your experience of transferring into chiropractic itself. Did you come from a semester or a quarter school system?
Yeah, so I went to Appalachian State, North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Love it there. It was semesters. Yeah. I feel like most schools, I didn't even know what a quarter system was. Right. I didn't, much like my ignorance with anything that wasn't track and field really for so long. I didn't know too much about the quarter system. I didn't know too much about, anything going into it other than I loved chiropractic. Yeah. I did have one other friend that graduated a year earlier than me, go to Logan, and he just graduated actually.
Congratulations.
And congratulations. It was exciting to hear about him. And I don't know. I guess the main thing with me was just the excitement of, getting into it. I didn't really care about the ins and outs. I was just like, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah. Let's just put in the work, get it done, get the degree, and serve people to the maximum capacity you could ever do.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. I love that. You are involved with several organizations and clubs on campus. Tell me which one is the most dear or calling to your heart.
Sure. I mean, obviously it's TIC, right? So TIC was really started by my roommate, shout out Ariane. But it was one of those things where, again, I had never heard of it. It's to be fair, not a lot of people will have really heard of TIC. It's a small technique founded by a guy in Edmonton, Canada. It was Ariane's mentor, actually. So I literally just, he needed a vice president, and there I was. But we took a trip up to Spartanburg. Sherman for a seminar in fifth quarter, and I learned a lot about it, and it was really interesting to me because it focuses heavily on upper cervical. So at the time I really wanted to get into Blair, and I still love Blair like as a concept, but this is just way simpler. You literally don't need much in terms of equipment, right? All you need is a bench and a pair of hands. And it's really simple analysis. And it actually gets really great results. I was shocked by like the difference that Aryan had, you know, because when we practice, right, you can tell the differences in just his body, his posture, everything when he was getting adjusted back home versus, you know, whatever care he could get here. So that was, you know, TIC. And I'm getting into Gonstead a lot more. I didn't really have the time for it because it started at 7 p.m. and I'm going to bed like with the track season. Like I got to make sure I have everything locked in. But you know, now that I'm in Gonstead, like we had a workshop 2 weeks ago, and I had a great time. I'm actually going to see a doc tomorrow on my way home. And it's definitely been, you know, I'll call it eye-opening because it's really different than I was expecting, honestly. I thought that it was just like a glorified diversified to a certain extent, which I mean, you know, some people could say it is, but like it's way, way, way more in depth. And it's awesome. And I plan on pursuing Gonstead. I have to do a lot more reading and a lot more learning, obviously, before I can say like, you know, it's 100% what I'm going to do. But I love Gonstead. I love the people that get involved with the club. Absolutely.
It's a very cohesive and very full technique that looks at a lot of different aspects within chiropractic. Plus, Gonstead himself has such a huge impact, and Dr. Gonstead, into what chiropractic is today and the way that has been shaped over the past, you know, 100 years. So it's really amazing.
Yeah, the history is actually really exciting. Like I have the chapters, the Gonstead chapters. It's a long, you know, story, so to speak, but it's really interesting. And like hopefully over break, just before club starts next quarter, like I hope to really immerse myself in the, you know, the history and everything about Gonstead, just so I can go in there and make the most of it, because that's kind of, you know, why do it if you can't take the most that you possibly can away from it?
And that's awesome, Zach. I love that mentality. It's so important, and that's definitely something that I love sharing with students all the time. Like, it is what you put into it that what you're going to get out of it. If we come bare minimum, a lot of times we're going to get bare minimum of things, but when we are just curious about getting more answers and getting more information, and all of a sudden things start kind of falling into place, and we can finish sentences, finish, you know, paragraphs, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I am this full doctor, right? And I'm even though after graduation, which for the people that are graduating this quarter, congratulations. I'm really excited to welcome you into this other side of living chiropractic. But it's really important for us to know that as doctors, we're ever learning. We're always evolving, right? And it's a beautiful thing. And I learn from you guys all the time, the students, so much, just as much as I get the opportunity of teaching some of the things that I know. And it's really cool to see and to watch. But I do want to jump back real quick to TIC. What does TIC stand for?
So TIC is Tonal Integrative Correction. And again, it's basically just a technique that focuses on, it's more than just atlas and upper cervical, but it's mostly atlas upper cervical. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. Like, you know, we're both learning from like the guy who actually founded it. I can't remember his name specifically, Aryan Wood, but he actually calls with us every week in club. So people who want to join a club next quarter, come out to TIC. I don't know the times yet. I actually believe we're still looking for an advisor because Dr. Sweeney, God bless him, his wife had a kid early. So, you know, we're looking for one, but we're going to get it sorted out. We're going to have a great club next quarter. I'm super excited about it. And meeting people, that's another thing that kind of, I wasn't really expecting to love as much, you know, especially since it's not necessarily my niche. I love it, but it's not my niche, right? Just having the people that come out to club and being able to teach what I know is just, it's really like, it's almost second to none. Like, it's so great. Just like, there's something, I can't even really put it into words, just like what it means to me, what it feels like just to be able to share knowledge with other people who are curious and want to grow, like just generally, right? I don't care if it's chiropractic, if it's health, like sports sciences, whatever, just anything, you know, under that umbrella. Like, I love teaching and I love being a part of that, you know, life. It's great. So yeah,
I love that. And it's a great thing that you start feeling that of teaching now, because as a provider, you will forever be also a teacher.
Yeah. I just gotta make sure that I have more of a lot, you know, having a logical train of thought isn't really the problem. It's just, you know, having the actual like bits of facts and stuff, and not just, you know, not just talking. Right.
Well, there's also so much power in practice to say to a patient, you know, I don't have the answer for that right now. I'm going to go back to some resources and then come back, or give you a referral. Right. There's such power also in knowing that I am good and I got this and I can teach you this, but I also want you to still enjoy and have the answers to whatever questions you have, which are really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you can't continuously grow and learn, you're stagnating. And like at that point, it's as good as death. Like to put it bluntly, like I'm one of those people where it's just like, great by any means necessary. Like my practice name, Greatness Chiropractic, like it kind of exudes that principle. And that's, you know, jumping ahead, I guess that is my kind of plan outside of school, is just to start practice immediately. It was kind of a great twist of fate, because I was going to associate, and I just happened to hear about Dr. Tori Robeson and Winner's Edge Consulting, and that was the route that I followed for, well, 1 quarter, to be fair, but like once you know, you know, and like it's over, and you can't pull back the curtains any further. So like it's great. Like I'm super excited about it.
That's awesome. I'm really excited. I'm excited for Greatness Chiropractic. I'm excited for the communities that you're going to serve, and I'm excited because I can definitely already foresee the type of care and love and support that you're going to give your community. So congratulations, Zach.
Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really excited to continue seeing your growth in clinic and seeing you as you progress through everything.
Thank you so much.
Have a beautiful rest of your quarter. Have an awesome break and an extraordinary experience in clinic, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see you guys in the next episode of Living Life, a Life View. Have a beautiful day, guys. Bye.
Bye.